Jumping right into it today, Tesla Autopilot involved in 736 accidents and 17 fatalities since 2019 as deployments widen. Elon Musk's decision to go for a wider FSD rollout may have led to increased accidents. NHTSA is under the view that state laws should hold human drivers responsible for the operations of their vehicles. Tesla's advanced driver assistance system, Autopilot, has been under scrutiny for its safety, and a new report suggests that use of autopilot mode has resulted in increased deaths and serious injuries. The FUD engine has revved up to maximum RPM. Increased death and serious injury caused by autopilot. Increased from what? What happened? Tesla's autopilot has led to 736 crashes and 17 deaths in the US since 2019. 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. 17 deaths in 4 years. All right. The fatality count of 17 reportedly marked a significant increase from the number disclosed by authorities in a June 2022 report. Giving the partial accounting of accidents that involve Tesla vehicles driven on autopilot mode, authorities said in 2022 that only 3 deaths were definitely linked to the technology. So now we go from 17 to 3 caused by autopilot. So in 4 years, there's 3 deaths related to autopilot. Recent data showed that 11 of the 17 fatal accidents happened since last May. May 2022, 11 of the 17, which was knocked down to 3, definitely caused. All right, we'll just use the 17 number. 11 out of the 17 happened within the last year. I guess that is a marked increase over the 17 for the entire 4 years. Out of the 17 fatal crashes, 4 involved a motorcycle and another involved an emergency vehicle. Some of Tesla techno king Elon Musk's decisions, including the wider expansion of the availability of the features and the removal of radar sensors, may have led to the surge in the accidents. Talk about speculation. Don't worry, I'm kind of itching to expose this article for what it is. It's not Wednesday, but I'm about to set it on the side of the curb, wait for the garbage man to pick it up. Autopilot on NHTSA's radar. It better be, but not for the reasons this article might indicate. NHTSA should be looking at a chance to minimize its deaths per year dramatically. But before we get to that, let's continue. The federal agency's spokesperson, Veronica Morales, reportedly told the Post that there is an ongoing investigation into the Tesla Autopilot, including the company's full self-driving features. All advanced driver assistance systems require the human driver to be in control and fully engaged in the driving task all the time. She also suggested that state laws should hold human drivers responsible for the operations of their vehicles. Concurring that Tesla is having more severe and fatal crashes than people in normal data set, Missy Cummings said one likely cause was the expanded rollout of FSD over the past year and a half. What data set? Show me the numbers. What particular data set Teslas could be having more severe and fatal accidents? I'm curious. Please let me know, what data set are they talking about? Because it sure ain't NHTSA's. NHTSA's data includes some incidents where it is unknown whether autopilot or full self-driving was in use. As a matter of fact, I want to go into the data from NHTSA's website. There were 36,096 fatalities in motor vehicle traffic crashes in 2019. This represents a decrease of 739, down 2%, from the reported 36,835 fatalities in 2018, even though vehicle miles traveled increased by 0.8%. As a result, the fatality rate of 2019 was 1.1 fatalities per 100 million vehicle miles traveled, the lowest rate since 2014, and down from 1.14 fatalities per 100 million vehicle miles traveled in 2018. Wow, that was just 36,096 fatalities in 1 year. And that was a highlight year, mind you. And the article is talking about 17 fatalities, 3 of which they know were caused by the technology over the course of 4 years. May just be me, but if something is wrong about how this is being viewed, all right, it must be nothing. Let's go ahead and check out what 2020 looks like. With all these fatalities, Tesla must be the reason why, and we must protect the people from this new scary technology. 38,824 lives were lost in traffic crashes nationwide, That number marks the highest number of fatalities since 2007. While the number of crashes and traffic injuries declined overall, fatal crashes increased by 6.8%. The fatality rate per 100 million vehicle miles traveled increased to 1.34, a 21% increase from 2019 and the highest since 2007. This must be Tesla at work. So back in 2020, Tesla, wait a minute, they only accounted for 17 fatalities. If you're applying the word fault liberally, oh man, that's way more than 17 fatalities. It's almost as if America's killing over 35,000 each year on highways. Somebody ought to do something about that. But it's just a fluke. No worries. We'll just take a look at what 2021 has to say. 2021's got to be better. I mean, 2020, that's what was that? That was COVID Central. 2021, obviously better, right? Everybody's back. Everybody's feeling good. 2021, the year of the rebirth. Wait a minute. NHTSA projects that an estimated 42,915 people died in motor vehicle traffic crashes last year, a 10.5% increase from the 38,824 fatalities in 2020. Preliminary data reported by the Federal Highway Administration showed that vehicle miles traveled in 2021 increased by about 325 billion miles, or about an 11.2% as compared to 2020. Rightfully so, everybody was trapped in their homes in 2020. You're going to see a massive increase, and unfortunately, we saw a massive increase in fatalities. If only there was a company working diligently on trying to mitigate all these senseless deaths over the course of a year on American highways. And just recently on 420, we got the 2022 data, estimating 42,795 people died in motor vehicle traffic crashes in 2022. This represents a small decrease of about 0.3% as compared to the 42,939 fatalities reported in 2021. Now, I'm no mathematician, so we're going to do some ballpark figures, so to speak. In 2019, we had 36,086 deaths. Tragedy. We're just going to round down to 36,000, keep these numbers clean. 2022, let's go ahead and round to 39,000. 2021, 42,918 deaths. Go ahead and round that to 43,000. And in 2022, a little bit of a pullback, 42,795 deaths. But for rounding purposes, let's call it 43,000. Over the course of those 4 years, we're looking at 160,000 lives lost on our American highways. Unacceptable. This is insane. This is a crisis. This article would have you believe that Tesla's 17 fatalities, 3 definitely caused by the technology, is a cause for concern as opposed to the alternative? 160,000 opposed to 3? 17? Whatever number you want. It's not in the thousands. The technology is in its infancy. It is actually saving lives now. Those individuals that are in Teslas now, markedly safer than those that are not. But this article would have you think otherwise. And I'll refer you to Tesla's 2022 impact report. They have about 16 pages or so dedicated solely to safety. I'm not going to go through the entire 16 pages, but I want you to understand how Tesla views safety. By design, being in a Tesla, the crumple zone that the car provides without having a massive internal combustion engine ready to sit in your lap makes these vehicles safer than an internal combustion engine. But I recommend, if you truly want a deep dive on how safe these vehicles can be, take a look at the 2022 impact report and all of the strides that they've made regarding safety. These numbers are basically an expansion of the NHTSA data that I showed you earlier. Safety is enhanced when autopilot is engaged. Number of vehicular accidents per million miles 2022. This isn't talking about fatalities, these are just accidents, right? The goal is to prevent accidents, but when they occur, minimize fatality. And as the article showed you, there has been 17 fatalities, 3 directly tied to the technology, versus 160,000 over the same course of time. Nobody wants to be killed or permanently disabled due to an automobile accident. Step 1, don't get into an accident. But if you can't avoid the accident, step 2, make sure you're in the safest vehicle known to man and live to fight another day. 1.53 vehicular accidents per million miles traveled in 2022. What was that compared to Tesla? Tesla vehicle with no active safety features engaged, 0.68 per 1 million miles traveled. Tesla vehicles with FSD engaged, mostly non-highway miles. That means turning on your city streets, grocery shopping, taking the kids to soccer practice, these miles. 0.31 vehicular accidents per 1 million miles traveled. And with autopilot engaged, mostly on the highways, you got 0.18 vehicular accidents per million miles traveled. Now, I'm no mathematician, but these numbers right here, that average of 40,000 lives lost per year on American highways will be diminished greatly over the course of the next decade. NHTSA better be looking into this technology because it very well might be the only answer against the rising tides of deaths. But I think we put that article to bed. It's just despicable to try to induce fear, uncertainty, and doubt on a technology that could be revolutionary in terms of loss of life. And you might be asking, Hustle, why would anybody want that? You'd have to be an evil mother to do something so dastardly. Well, Tesla bears burn. Shorts lose big during 11 session stock surge. It's on an 11 session winning streak, and it has added about 33.6% amid this uptrend. Further pain awaits short sellers as analysts call for the stock to move even higher from current levels. Ouch! Get out of that position as fast as you can. But once you do that, guess what? The stock is going to rise higher. Tesla stock is so polarized. There are those that believe it's worth thousands of dollars per share, and then there are those that believe it's worth $80 per share. In the middle, short sellers are grappling with the stock's momentum and sentiment overall. They need articles like this crash data for full self-driving and autopilot to hopefully send shockwaves through the system and take the stock lower. But unfortunately, it seems as if the stock is immune to FUD of this nature. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time you watch this video, Tesla has had 12 straight days of green. There's no pertinent news data in the foreseeable future that could hamper this stock. So people will post articles like this, try to get the clicks, and eventually maybe get the notice of some of the bots on Wall Street. It is a wild, wild ride. Tesla shares has been on a dream run this year, having nearly doubled. After 2023 on a solid note and rallying through mid-February, the stock's upward momentum faltered slightly. Since the start of May, Tesla has found its mojo, much to the delight of investors, but those who bet on the stock to decline have burnt their fingers. What happened? Reuters reported that short sellers lost about $6.8 billion on a mark-to-market basis during Tesla's 11-day winning streak. Data from S3 Partners showed since May 24th, when the current winning streak began, the stock has gained 33.6%. Tesla is the largest short bet in the world, according to S3 Partners. Tesla's short interest was at 22.43 billion, with 95.51 million shares shorted, representing 3.5% of the float. Tesla shorts were down 11.68 billion in 2023 on a mark-to-market basis. Analysts expect Tesla shares to rise further in the near term as analysts upwardly adjust their price targets. On top of it, the stock is now trading above the price targets of most sell-side firms. This could mean more losses for the short sellers and an additional opportunity upside for the stock. A short squeeze from short covering will likely propel the stock even higher. Short covering refers to buying back borrowed securities to close out an open short position, and this will create additional demand for a stock. A la GameStop, when it was heavily shorted and all of a sudden the stock price rocketed up. You have these short sellers going, oh, I don't want to lose this much money. I need that stock right now to cover my position. And what does it do? It creates a cyclical effect that propels the stock market higher. This is why you should always keep an open mind about every article that you see, regardless of what light it's painting Tesla in, positive, negative. There is always motive. There will be facts presented, but there will be facts omitted. And that goes with everything that you consume. Do your own research. Find out why that individual is telling you these things, and it might surprise you that those reasons aren't as aligned with yours as you might have thought. Do your own research. Well, that's all I got for you. Be easy.